100 rated chess, but you can only use half of the board. Every 5 moves you have to switch to the other half. So there is a huge question about this challenge. How do we divide the board? This way, or this way? Doesn't make any sense. This way is way too dank because there is no way I can last 5 moves when it is his territory turn. Therefore, I think we can all agree that we will divide the board this way. Let's go. We get a 259 from Spain. With platinum membership. Since I can only play on half of the board, let's start with the king side. The best case scenario is that I can castle my king within 5 moves and switch to play on the queen side. e5. Knight f3. Nothing wrong so far. Knight f6. I'll take this pawn. He takes my pawn. Aha. Now queen e2 is very strong and is also the next book move, but sadly, my queen is on the other side of the board, which means I cannot move her right now. So I guess, knight back to f3. Bishop c5. Oh. Now he's attacking my f2 pawn, and there is no way I can defend it, because d4 is against the rules. Bishop c4. Alright, it's fine, at least let's just hope that he will take with knight, because if he takes with bishop, that is a check, which means I have to move my king, but since it's already 5 moves on the board, I have to switch to queen side, which means I cannot move my king, which means I have to end the video. Ha! That works too. d4. I mean he can still play knight f2 and take my rook for free, but at least the video will survive. Bishop d6. Knight c3. Man, it's so hard to just think of one half of the board, and even though I knew that this would happen, I'm still using way too much time than expected. Knight c6. That blunders a horsey, but that will put my knight on the other side of the board, which means it cannot be moved for a few moves, and if he plays queen e7 to attack both my knight and my king that cannot move, that will be very dangerous. Therefore, knight d5. At least I can force this very dangerous queen to go back to its starting square. Never mind. That blunders a woman, but since I'm still stuck with the woman side, I cannot take her. And since she's threatening checkmate in 1, knight takes c7 check is kinda forced. King d8. One more move, knight e6 check is kinda forced. I'm sure there will be a lot of people saying that this knight move and bishop c4 at the beginning are breaking the rules since they crossed the half board line, but to be honest, if I also have to keep the pieces on that same half of the board, the mission will become too hard, to a point that I believe even Magnus Carlsen won't be able to complete. F takes e6. Alright, back to the king's side, knight takes h4. Knight takes d4. That blunders a knight but I cannot take due to the rules, and since the horses are obviously aiming to give some crazy checks to my king, let's just castle. Now even if knight e2 I can still move my king away. Rook f8. He's coming at me. f3. Okay, I know that was a bad move, but I only had a few pieces to move, and the time pressure got me literally trapping my own knight because my bishop cannot move. Knight g5. Well, at least now he can't move his pawn to g5. g4. I'm just making random moves right now, I'm using way too much time, and I'm having a serious time pressure. Knight h3 check. King g2. Knight f4 check. Ha! Exactly on time. Bishop takes f4. Rook takes f4. c3. At least now he cannot check me anymore, so let's just hope that I can checkmate him within these very few moves. Knight back to c6, queen takes d6, knight e7 that blunders a rook but who gives a sh. Bishop takes e6, b5, rook kd1, bishop b7. That blunders a king, but sadly, it's time for kingside moves. But actually, f the rules, I'm very low on time already. Queen takes d7 checkmate. The mission is failed, but at least I won.